NASCAR is heading back to one of its wildest tracks, and this time they're bringing new rules that are already making drivers angry. Circuit of the Americas, or COTA, is in Austin, Texas. It's a road course, which means instead of going in circles like most NASCAR tracks, drivers have to turn left and right. It's twisty, it's fast, and it's one of the most exciting stops of the whole season. But last year, COTA became famous for something else: confusion, chaos, and one of the biggest officiating messes in recent NASCAR memory. Here's what happened. COTA has a section called the S's. That's just a fancy name for a series of turns. Turns 3, 4, 5, and 6 that wiggle back and forth like a snake. Drivers can save a lot of time by cutting these corners instead of following the proper racing line. NASCAR is supposed to stop that. And in 2025, they really dropped the ball. Before the race, NASCAR told drivers they couldn't cut turns 3, 4, and 5. But turn 6, right at the end of that same snake section, was apparently fine to cut. The problem? Nobody told all the teams clearly enough. So when the race started, some drivers were cutting turn 6 freely, and others weren't. Some drivers were getting penalized for cutting the other corners, while turn 6 was wide open. Kyle Busch was furious. He had been following the rules the whole race, staying on the proper line, but he could see other drivers cutting turn 6 and gaining time on him without any penalty. His team confirmed it mid-race. NASCAR wasn't policing turn 6 at all. After the race, Busch didn't hold back. He said, "NASCAR ain't got a clue about what they're doing officiating-wise." And honestly, a lot of people agreed with him. To make it worse, Kyle Larson got a penalty for cutting turn 3 during that same race, while Shane Van Gisbergen cut turn 6 over and over with zero consequences. That's not fair racing. That's chaos. NASCAR's Brad Moran, who manages the Cup Series, went on SiriusXM radio a few days later to explain what happened. He said NASCAR had actually told teams that turn 6 wouldn't be enforced. That was the plan from the start. He said, "We had no questions. No one came to the holler on it. We thought we were pretty clear. But clearly, some teams had no idea." Moran admitted it was NASCAR's fault and promised, "We will not make that error again." Denny Hamlin had an interesting thought about the whole thing too. On his podcast, he suggested NASCAR might have avoided policing turn 6 on purpose because it's visible on TV. He said, "My theory is the reason they chose not to judge turn 6 is because there's a clear view on TV whether you shortcut it, and they don't want a bunch of criticism that they missed this call, missed that call." Whether that's true or not, it shows just how much trust was lost after that race. And the COTA mess wasn't the only problem that season. 3 weeks in, every single race weekend had some kind of officiating controversy. Daytona, Atlanta, and then COTA. Fans were frustrated. Drivers were frustrated. NASCAR needed to fix things fast. So for 2026, they did something about it. NASCAR has now placed physical tire packs at turn 6. Tire packs are basically big stacks of tires used as barriers. They're placed right where a driver would have to go if they were cutting the corner. If you hit them, everyone knows you went off the racing line. No debate, no confusion. NASCAR's official explained it simply, saying, "There's a rudimentary solve having tire packs. Obviously, you don't want to hit them, and they're positioned in an area where if you hit them, you have to shortcut the course." It was pretty black and white, which is really the best way to officiate. Gray area is where you can get yourself in trouble. But NASCAR didn't stop there. They're also adding AI cameras to watch turn 6. These cameras are smart. If a car crosses the boundary, the system automatically sends an alert to the officials in the tower. The official described it this way: if a car crosses those parameters, it sends up an alert to our officiating team that can review it and then make the call if there was a shortcutting of the course. So now there's a physical barrier and a camera system watching every move. If you cut turn 6 inches 2026, you're getting caught, period. NASCAR is also meeting with drivers on Friday before practice even starts to make sure everyone knows exactly how the rules work. No surprises, no confusion mid-race. They want it clear from the beginning. Now here's why all of this matters even more this weekend. Tyler Reddick has already won the Daytona 500 and followed it up with a second straight win at Echo Park Speedway, even with a missing fender on his car. He comes to COTA chasing 3 wins in a row to start the season. add the new strict rules at turn 6, and every driver on that grid is going to have to race differently than they ever have before at this track.